Interior Secretary Doug Burgum is in Venezuela right now, focusing on energy and critical mineral partnerships. Let's go to Edward Lawrence in Venezuela. He has an exclusive interview with the Secretary. Edward.
Yeah, and he's had a very busy 2 days here in Venezuela. Some big deliverables. Yesterday, the rare earth mineral mining expansion of the law that was announced by the Venezuelan president. Also, today, they had a signing for Shell to increase their presence here on natural gas. So joining me now is the Secretary of Interior, Doug Burgum. Thank you. How big of a deal were these agreements for Venezuela and for the United States?
Well, if you take a look at the trip right now, it just reflects back on one thing, which is the U.S.-Venezuelan relationship is moving at Trump speed. When President Trump called together all the energy leaders in early January, some of them were here today. Baker Hughes, Halliburton, KBR, American companies down here, in addition to folks like Shell, signing deals and moving this opportunity forward.
Some of these companies were kicked out. Were there security guarantees that American investments will be protected here? We heard some positive news from the Venezuelan president.
Well, certainly, and I think the world has seen a signal because before the month of January was over, Delcy Rodriguez, the acting president, her brother, Dr. Rodriguez, who's the head of their legislature, together they passed a complete redo of the hydrocarbon laws in this country that drives more consistency, more transparency, more stability, more security, more opportunity for market-based approach. And yesterday they said that they're introducing a similar law related to mining minerals, which includes critical minerals and rare earths. And so the optimism among the mining crowd yesterday was great. And they even said, hey, if you've got suggestions, give it to us, and we'll maybe consider putting those in the law.
What does that mean, expanding the law? American companies will be protected? What does it mean?
Well, I think, again, what capital flows to where it is most secure and where it gets the highest return. So they're putting elements into their law that would help protect that capital, help make sure that the contracts that are being awarded are consistent and fair, that there's a way to do arbitration afterwards if there's any conflicts. But again, creating those in an environment. The leadership of Venezuela talks about they understand they have to be competitive. They understand between their taxes, their regulations, and their government takeovers, they were not competitive for capital to flow. They want to be competitive. They know they've got some of the best resources, largest oil and gas reserves in the world, but also tremendous mineral reserve in this country, gold, coal, bauxite for making aluminum. I mean, all the things that they have here that the world needs and the U.S. would benefit from, all of those things are available, but you have to have the right environment. But companies lining up yesterday and today, part of the U.S. delegation, U.S. companies coming here that want to invest. That's great for affordability back home, and it's fantastic for creating jobs both in Venezuela and back in America.
Can we believe that environment is here now?
Well, all relationships in the end are based on trust, but the fact that the Venezuelan leadership under Delcy Rodriguez moving so quickly to align themselves with the U.S. But again, you can't argue with geography. I mean, Venezuela, 4.5 hour flight from the U.S. This is the shortest. If you're shipping oil to a Gulf of America refinery, it's 5 days. They were shipping some of their product for 40 days around the world. It is so beneficial to both the U.S. and Venezuela for us to have a tight, synergistic partnership around energy and around minerals, just like we did 25 years ago.
Talk about that oil supply. We've had concerns about Iran, and the oil prices have gone up a little bit, coming down a little bit today, but have gone up. How concerned are you about the oil prices, and could this be the solution to that, and when?
Well, I would just say again, kudos to President Trump. We wouldn't be here right now having these discussions without President Trump's bold, decisive, and courageous leadership back on January 3rd. That was game-changing. There's a sense of optimism and hope among the Venezuelan people that they have an opportunity to get back to where they were before with a strong economy. I mean, understand, 25 years ago, their economy was almost 4 times larger than it is today. They see that they have a chance to get back in that game thanks to President Trump and what that means relative to global oil prices. Again, brilliant strategic move by President Trump to do this first before Iran, because this is an opportunity for oil and gas to flow to the U.S. and to flow to the world, help keep those prices down, make sure things are affordable in America. President Trump understands you can't separate energy from the economy, and you can't separate it from national security, and he's delivering on both fronts.
American Airlines is going to be the first airline to do flights here to Venezuela. How important is that for the Venezuelans? I heard they wanted to have sanctions lifted, visas being able to be more freely given, and as well as direct flights. What does that mean?
Well, I think it's just another step forward in terms of the progress and the strength of this relationship between Venezuela and the United States, and it's a step towards the normalization of relationships between the two countries. American Airlines can be the first. I think direct flights coming out of Miami. It's going to even be a shorter flight from there. I mean, it could be 2.5 hours or from Miami to get down here versus the 4.5 I was describing on a flight was from Washington, D.C., from the capital to capital. But there will be other airlines that follow, and again, that's going to help build relationships, build commerce, and keep this relationship moving forward.
You were talking about investments now. How long do you think it is? Because we've seen a lot of poverty as we're walking around Venezuela. Is this the effect, first of all, is this the effect of what happens under a communist regime? Secondly, how long will it take to turn some of this around so Americans feel safe here?
Well, I think anybody that thinks that communism or socialism is the answer should read the famous book called The Road to Serfdom, because this is where it always ends up. High taxes, high regulation, government takeovers. The stories we heard around the table. Some of the companies that are here both yesterday and today that are back, these are companies that have been nationalized. Some have been nationalized twice, but the resource is so great, the people here are great, the country is great. They want to come back. They believe in the future that President Trump has created. But again, you get market-based economy with this kind of resource, and whether it's mining, minerals, power generation, AI, oil and gas, petchem, the sky's the limit. I mean, this literally could be one of the richest countries in the world, and to have them as our friend, our ally, and our trading partner, that is absolutely terrific for Americans, because it's going to keep prices down in America on energy, and that's what we need to keep the prices down on everything.
Chevron told me that they can make their goal, they told President Trump, of 50% more oil production within the next year. After looking at things on the ground, first of all, is that feasible? And second of all, what does that mean?
Well, absolutely feasible. And of course, Chevron being one of the largest producers of Venezuelan oil. So they were here, they were operating, they've got a head start on others. But, opening up, getting modern technology, modern American engineers down here, it's very easy for them to increase their production by 50%. They announced that yesterday was their record all-time production in Venezuela, and the goals that Venezuela has is to just keep on charging forward on more production. More supply means lower prices, means more affordability for Americans.
I know you need to go. Last one. Do you think this can continue? American money is coming in here, but can this momentum continue, and what does it mean for American companies and American jobs?
Well, I was optimistic when we came down here yesterday. I'm leaving even with a more positive feeling, because the companies we met from Venezuela, the leadership that's here, everybody wants this to work. Everybody knows that their best hope for prosperity here at home, for peace in the world, is tying themselves to President Trump and the U.S. economy. As you know, when the U.S. is entering a golden age under President Trump, allies like Venezuela, they become a strong partner. Our economies get back to the way they were to be integrated. They can ride right on our coattails and also have their own golden age of abundance.
And you think this can be a good ally in the future?
Absolutely. There's history between our two countries. There is certainly ties, and I think what we saw today was, for many of the companies who were here, they used to operate here, they got nationalized. All the top talent left with them. I mean, I met with one of the companies today. It's got 600 executives working in Houston around the world that are from Venezuela. And so, as Delcy Rodriguez said, this is like a family reunion. This is like a homecoming. We have many ties that we can really quickly. And by the way, Venezuelans love President Trump, and they love America. You drive around this town, and what do you see? You see people wearing NBA jerseys and watching U.S. baseball. This is a country that's culturally tied to ours. I think they're excited. They feel like there's a new birth for this country happening. And again, thank you. That happened on January 3rd, thanks to President Trump.
Mr. Secretary, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I also saw some Domino's pizzas here. I'm going to throw it back to you guys in the studio there. We did see Domino's pizza. Didn't get any when we were down here, but we also heard Delcy Rodriguez say that she wants Venezuelans to come home now, and it's safe for them to come home and work.
Edward, that was a great interview. Can I ask you, though, where can you get the hat the Secretary is wearing? It's a sweet hat. Do they sell those things?
Brian Brenberg wants one of your hats. Do they sell them? Where can we get one of those?
Yeah, we got merch at the Department of Interior, and of course you got to love the bison. He's on our flag, he's on our caps, he's on our patches. But let's hear it for the Department of Interior.
Yeah, he's a big fan, promoting the interior. There you
Good
go.
stuff. Thanks, Edward. Appreciate it, Secretary.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, guys.